You don't have to work a 9 to 5 forever. You have options. Even if you feel trapped in your current reality, you are not. There's a world of opportunity out there for you to take. And today I'm going to tell you exactly how remote freelancing changed my life and how it can change yours too. I'm currently filming this from Costa Rica, where I live. I'm a full-time digital nomad, full-time entrepreneur. I work for myself 100% of the time, and I would never go back to a 9 to 5. So I used to work in a marketing agency. Well, actually, I worked in multiple marketing agencies in the beginning of my career, and I quickly realized it wasn't for me. Although I am passionate about marketing, I love content creation, especially content marketing specifically. I just realized that I wanted to work for myself and have time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom, just more freedom in my life overall, because I saw all these people online who were doing this really cool stuff and they were able to travel and work for themselves. I just felt really inspired by that, and that's what drove me to start my own business. And when you work for yourself, you could also choose the clients you work with too, which is one of the big reasons that I wanted to do it also, is because I love serving clients. I love making a real impact in the lives of my clients and working with small business owners specifically. And so beyond the personal freedoms you get from running your own business, you also get the freedom to choose who you work with. So if you're really passionate about a very specific thing, like the beauty industry or the fashion industry or the travel industry or just entrepreneurship in general, you can choose how you make an impact in the world. So if you want to travel the world and run your own business, and if you're stuck in a job you hate that you're ready to move on from, this video is for you. So today I'm going to share the exact steps that you can follow to ditch your 9 to 5 for good and start freelancing and traveling the world. And stick around to the end to learn about my free Digital Nomad Breakthrough Masterclass, where I go even deeper into this topic. So the last job I had before I started my own business was actually in a marketing agency in Miami. And although I really loved the work, I just knew I was ready for something new. I had always dreamed of becoming a digital nomad and traveling the world. I wrote about it in my journal for many years. I had it on all my vision boards. And so one day I started looking for clients. I kind of started trying to get into freelance writing at first, which didn't work out in the beginning. I got this one client off of Craigslist, and bless his heart, he was such a doll. But just having this one client that I was making a little bit of money here and there with, it wasn't sustainable. And so then later on, I got this download from the universe. I had this epiphany of saying, oh my God, what if I started my own marketing agency? Because I already had the experience of working in other marketing agencies. And so I kind of knew how they ran. I knew how to do sales proposals. I knew how to do all this stuff. So I was like, wow, I could totally do this. And so that's why I made the decision to start my content agency called Transit of Pluto. And so then I started going on Upwork and looking for clients. I had really great success on that platform specifically. I'm going to make another video about Upwork proposals and how to craft proposals that get responses. So stay tuned for that one. I know a lot of entrepreneurs really struggle to get started in their businesses, but what happened for me is once I got the first client, the second one came a lot more easily, the third one, the fourth one, the fifth one. And once I built that momentum up, it became very easy to continue the momentum. And that's why my biggest advice for beginning entrepreneurs is just start and do what you can to get the ball rolling, because you'll feel less and less resistance to these marketing and sales tasks over time. And we started out offering social media, email marketing, a little bit of WordPress development. I basically hodgepodged all these skills that I had into different service packages to offer clients, because I just wanted clients in the beginning. I wanted to get the ball rolling. And so I say I wanted to start a content agency, but in the beginning, I really was a freelancer. I was a one-woman show. And then eventually I decided to hire some contractors to help me. And some of those contractors are still working with me today. And I call them contractors, but they really are integral parts of our team. And from there, I was able to build up my client base even more. And at one point, we had 30 clients we were servicing at once. And over time, I learned how to build a great team and how to outsource tasks to my team members. Not really outsource, but delegate is the word I'm looking for. I was delegating tasks to my team members, and through delegation, I was able to scale even more to the point where I had built a really sustainable operation. A lot of freelancers complain about instability, but when you have a large client base and you've got income coming from multiple sources, that creates a lot more stability for your business overall. And I will say, this was not without its challenges. I screwed screwed up many, many things. So even though I say that it was sustainable to an extent, having that number of clients, it was not easy, but that is a story for another day. And then eventually I realized it was time to become a digital nomad because this had been my dream for forever, you know? So I took the plunge and I flew to Spain and I lived there for 2 months. And then that same year I lived in Thailand for about a month and then I fell in love with it. So I stayed another month and then I took a second trip to Thailand that year. This was back in 2023. So that's my first experience of being a full-time digital nomad. Then after that, I got into a relationship, stopped nomading for a while. We broke up. So now here I am in Costa Rica. But anyways, that is enough about me. I want to get into the tips of how to actually start your own remote freelance business. So remote freelancing, by definition, just means that you are offering freelance services to clients from your laptop, from a remote location, meaning that you don't have a physical office necessarily. You're just working from wherever you are, anywhere in the world, with a Wi-Fi connection, of course. It's really great because you get a lot of flexibility. You can make your own schedule. If you want to take a nap in the middle of the day, you can do that. I do that all the time. There's really unlimited income potential. You can scale up as much as you want. You can charge whatever you want. And my favorite is you can work from anywhere and see the world while you are growing your freelance business. And again, a lot of freelancers do complain about lack of stability, but it's as stable as you make it. There are ways that you can make your business more stable, like, again, having multiple streams of revenue, having multiple clients, making sure that you have contracts in place for each of these clients. It really just takes proper planning and consistent effort in order to make your business sustainable. The truth is that you can create a reliable, sustainable income with proper planning and consistent effort towards your goals. So here are some actionable steps to get you started. Step 1 is to identify your marketable skills. So these are your skills that can provide service to the world in some way or solve a problem for somebody. So it could be marketing, writing, coding, etc. And if you don't know what these skills are, that's okay. You can build new skills based on your interests. I always recommend choosing something that provides service to the world, that you enjoy, and that you're good at. Think of like a Venn diagram with each of those points on each side. And whatever's in the center is a great place to start because it's something that won't be as likely to burn you out if you enjoy it. And it will sell well if it's something that actually solves a problem for somebody. And if you're good at it, then you'll have a lot less resistance to it. Step 2 is to create a portfolio or some evidence of your work. And you can totally create fake projects for your portfolio. Well, not fake, but you could do a mock project for your favorite brand as long as you properly label it and say that it's a mock project and not a real project you did for that brand. It's perfectly okay to put stuff like that in your portfolio, just to show people what you can do if you're given the opportunity to work with them. The purpose of the portfolio is to showcase your abilities in one way or another. So however you can do that, that is how you make your portfolio successful. Include case studies, testimonials if you have them. If you don't, it's okay. You can get them later on. But anything that showcases the actual results of your work is the key. Step 3 is to figure out how you're going to get clients. I've gotten a lot of my clients from Upwork, like I said, but you could also look to platforms like Fiverr. You can reach out to people on LinkedIn. You can get inbound leads by creating your personal brand and doing organic content marketing to attract leads in. Although with that approach, it does take longer than using a platform like Upwork, for example. Because if you find these freelancing platforms where people post gigs that you could apply to, you already know that that person is looking for the service that you're going to offer. Versus just cold pitching someone, they might not even be looking for what you have to offer. So that's why using a platform like Upwork or Fiverr can really help you get going faster than just doing inbound content marketing or cold pitching on LinkedIn, for example. Step 4 is once you get the clients, actually take care of them, okay? Focus on providing excellent service, really good communication, just blow them out of the water. You always want to make sure that you over deliver, especially at the beginning, because that is one of the most critical points of relationship building with this client, okay? So you want to wow them from the very beginning so you can keep the client, because it's easier to retain a client often than it is to get a new one. And also, if you over deliver for them, you can get a great testimonial from them, which will help you get more clients. It's like a snowball effect. So make sure that you are in the right headspace to over deliver. Always under promise and over deliver. Make sure your communication is outstanding. Always reply within 24 hours if you can, and then your business will thrive. As far as pricing your services, you can charge whatever you want, but it can be helpful to price competitively in the beginning. Definitely don't like grossly undercharge or anything. You definitely want to value yourself and your services, but just know that you can always raise your prices later on. So if you just need to price more competitively in the beginning to get some clients and actually get some social proof, you can always raise your rates at any time. You're not ever locked into a specific rate. Just remember that your reputation as a freelancer is built on trust and delivering amazing results. So focus on that in the beginning and the rest will follow. There can be a lot of fear around starting freelancing. So here are a few common fears or doubts that people have and how you can overcome them. The first is the fear of inconsistent income. Like I said, the more you diversify, the less this will be a fear. And also you can get retainer clients, which means you have clients that pay the same amount monthly versus per project or hourly. Having clients on retainer is a great way to build more stability in your business because otherwise, they're in control of how much work you get from month to month, and that's not as stable as having a client on retainer. Another big fear is the fear of failure. I will just say that every freelancer feels this in the beginning, okay? Everyone's uncertain and they really doubt whether they can make it or not. But the key is to be willing to fail fast, okay? Or fail forward. I can't remember what the saying is, but basically, what it means is be willing to fail and learn from your mistakes and move forward quickly because mistakes are part of the process. It's part of the learning process. So just make sure that you're giving yourself the grace and the compassion and the freedom to fail and learn from your mistakes along the way. Imposter syndrome is another thing that freelancers often feel when they're starting out, and that just means that you feel like a fraud, you feel like you're not qualified to be doing what you do, you feel like you are just out of place or you're not worthy of the clients and the success that you desire. And to that, I always suggest to start with what you know because experience builds confidence over time. So as you get more experience, your confidence will build and this imposter syndrome thing will go away. Maybe not completely, but it'll become more dormant. But at the end of the day, just remember that everybody started somewhere, okay? So even if you're at the very beginning of your journey, that doesn't mean anything about your worthiness or your potential for success, okay? And just remember that you're not alone. There are tons of mentors, communities, and free trainings that can help you navigate this world of freelancing, right? Oh, and I have one of those free trainings, by the way, which I'm going to talk about next. So in my free Digital Nomad Breakthrough Masterclass, I share exactly how I got started in my business and how you can do the same. It's more in depth than this video. So this will explain how I ditched my 9 to 5, started my own business, and started traveling the world. I have the link down in the description for you, so feel free to check it out if you're interested, and you will be well on your way to building your own remote freelance career. Again, remote freelance work is amazing because it gives you more freedom, flexibility, and control over your life. You get to see places that most people never get to see, which is just something that I am so grateful for at my core, and I just want to share that experience with you too. Always remember there is no perfect moment to get started. Now is the best time to start. And I will leave you with that. Make sure to subscribe to this channel if you want more content on how to build your own remote business and start your own digital nomad life. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And never forget that your future's in your hands. Start now and you will thank yourself a year from today. I will see you in the free masterclass. Again, the link is down in the description. I love you. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Talk to you in the next video.